what's up everyone, AdorierLegoStudios here, back again with another episode of Building Kamino Week 7. Guys, I'm super excited to show you guys the progress I got done. Now, I kind of say that in every week, but honestly, this week is super special because of the fact that I got everything done that I wanted to, or at least that I said that I wanted to get done in the past episode. And for one, all that progress got done. On top of that, I added some special things. So, guys, the progress that got made this week was specifically the bridge. Basically, last week I mentioned that since I had the second platform done, I really want to start working on the bridge, and I did. I got the bridge pretty much built. I actually showcased this on the live stream this past week. If you guys aren't tuning into those live streams or weekly live streams, I try to make it out. I definitely highly recommend you checking them out. It's a really fun time. You get to chat with me, as well as I get to chat with you guys, and you guys get to see what Kamino's looking like before the actual episode. So it's kind of fun, little teaser. So yeah, so that was pretty much the main focus this week, was getting that bridge built, and for one, it came out fantastic in my opinion. I'm really loving the look of it, as well as like the overall look of both platforms, the bridge and all that. It's looking fantastic. On top of that, we got some more water progress done. Actually, that base plate right there is completely done, so 2 base plates done. I am running low on those, which is kind of sad to say because I just got those studs in. But luckily, I've got friends who have them on the pad wall, so they're going to hopefully be helping me out on that factor. But other than those progress done, I got something really special, and I kind of teased this in the last week's episode, as well as I kind of showcased this in the live stream as well. And that is lights. So, as you guys know, with the Battle of Hoth I used lights from Brick Stuff, this internet company that makes these specialized lights that you can put into your Lego MOCs or Lego sets and stuff like that, and it's really useful. And honestly, I love the company. I used it for Hoth, like I mentioned before, and I'm going to continue using it. Last week I mentioned that I got lights in, and I just hadn't started using it. That was this week's focus. I got lights in the MOC, and guys, the lights look fantastic. Honestly, I'm super excited to show you guys that. But yeah, other than that, again, a lot of progress got done. Again, this is a collaboration between myself and Aidan, or AdorierLegoStudios. So if you haven't already, go check him out. Go watch his episode. And yeah, let's get into today's awesome episode. Okay guys, so starting off the video, giving you guys an overall view of the MOC, and guys, I'm so happy with how Kamino is looking. Overall, the platforms are looking great. On top of that, you got that really nice bridge that was just made this week. Now I want to quickly mention that the bridge isn't technically 100% done, just because of the fact that there's a few things that I need to add on, like tiles and all that. The reason why I ran out of those, so kind of have to wait till I get those in. Don't worry, I'm getting them in the mail this week, so I can actually finish tiling that off. I wasn't able to get them in time for this update, which is fine. As well as I'm thinking about changing a color scheme on the side, as you can see right there, which I'll just get into in just a moment. But yeah, everything is looking pretty great in my opinion. Like, I am super happy with how Kamino's coming along, as well as with a short amount of time. Like, we have 2 platforms out of the 5 platforms that are going to be made, and yeah, it's just looking great in my opinion. But yeah, so getting on to today's progress, of course, again, we did get all this base plate pretty much finished off in this last live stream. Again, like I said at the beginning, if you aren't tuning into those live streams, I highly recommend it. It's a fun way to get to chat with everyone, as well as you guys get to see, like I mentioned, you get to see Kamino as it is before the actual update, so you get to kind of have a little tease at that. But yeah, like I said, we got this base plate pretty much finished, and this base plate is completely done. That one's done, that one's done, this one's going to be next. But honestly, like, I know I joke around about how painful it is to stacking studs and all that, but honestly, it gives a really nice texture. It's just such a nice look having those finished. Now, like I do mention, the water studs are not going to be this plain, so it's not going to be this flat throughout the whole MOC. Don't worry, it's going to have waves and all that. The reason why I haven't added any is because of the fact that I'm using the studs that I currently have to pretty much get as much ground covered as possibly can. That way, when I actually add the waves, I don't have to worry about, oh, I could use those studs for filling out more base plate and all that. So they are coming, so they're not going to stay as flat as they are. But even so, right now, it just looks so nice, in my opinion. Now, this base plate right here is probably going to be the next one I finished. As you can see, I kind of went around the rim just because I had a little left over from the pick-a-brick cup that I used for this. So I'm going to use probably what's left in my collection to pretty much fill out this base plate, hopefully. Like I said, I do have some friends who are willing to help me out with the studs, so hopefully I can get that ordered soon. But yeah, the main focus, of course, on this week was on this bridge. And honestly, I'm really happy with how this bridge came out. Now, funny enough, this is actually not connected. So theoretically, I can lift this up and it will be perfectly fine. The reason why I say theoretically is I really don't want to lift it up at the moment because of the fact that I have special wires, or wires in general, kind of going from this area to that area, and it's all circulated in the actual bridge. So I really don't want to lift it up because I don't want to tense any wires, unplug anything. So it's going to stay like that, but it is not connected. It's kind of just sitting, as you can see. There's no studs pretty much holding it in place. You kind of move it around. But yeah, guys, I do have, this was actually really fun and kind of engineering in this circumstance, is because I had to figure out basically how to get these lights in the bridge, basically all connected onto one circuit, as well as connected to one battery, because I did not want to have one battery pack pretty much controlling each pillar, or column, I guess, or platform, or whatever you want to call it, because of the fact that, for one, that's going to be a lot of battery packs, and that's just a waste of money. So, I found out a way. Basically, the lights that are on the platforms basically hook up to the actual bridge, and basically that just connects to the battery pack, which is actually secretly under there. But I'll get into the lights in just a minute. And but honestly, like, the bridge, in my opinion, looks so great so far. Like I said, there's a few things that need to be changed. Pretty much these little gaps right here that are on the bridge, it's pretty much going to be like that, just tiled over. It's just I ran out of those tiles, and so I can't really continue on that without having the actual parts. Now for the outlining of this, I really like this because of the fact that it's actually just stuck on there. There's no studs holding it in place. These little 1x2s with the ridges on the end, I can't remember the piece's name, but basically that's actually holding it in place. So this is, you know, very easily movable. And honestly, I actually really like that feature. The main issue I have with it is at the moment it's in light gray. I honestly am thinking about color coding it to dark gray. But honestly, I want you guys' opinions on that. If you guys prefer it in light gray, then I'll keep it that way. Again, I'm kind of leaning towards dark gray because you have the light gray right here and then the light gray underneath it, which actually I quite like. And then having the dark gray as rims. So I'm trying to think about that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But yeah, this bridge came out really nicely in my opinion. Of course, you got the clone troopers running towards the gunship. Again, that probably at the moment this is probably my favorite angle, just because you guys get to see this fantastic gunship sitting on the platform, troops getting ready to load up in there, and honestly it just looks so cool in my opinion. So again, I really like the bridge. It has definitely interesting techniques. I don't do much with those with building bridges, but honestly, like, this is actually really nice. I like how most of it is tiled over, and I did want to leave studs on top because of the fact that, one, I need troops walking around as well as battle droids, so I kind of need that availability to add figures. On top of that, I originally was going to make it snot, basically kind of like the platform, and I realized that's not going to work. I possibly could make it work, but the fact that it would just use a lot more pieces, and honestly it would have been extremely more difficult, and honestly I probably would have had a harder time in integrating lights. And honestly, this looks fine. Like, I really like these kind of steps to get up here, and kind of this just nice bridge going throughout the whole thing. It's the same on this side, as well as you got these really nice, like, edge, or I guess like sidings to the bridge, and I really like it. You can kind of tell right there that it's got some trans black lights, or at least tiles in those places, and those are currently where are some lights. So other than that, everything's pretty much there. Like, other than modifying a few things like under that area right there, because of the fact that I had to fit the bridge on there, that was the most progress. Like, honestly, I really like how this is looking. I'm also really happy that how well I hid the lights, or at least the wires to the lights, because of the fact that it's kind of difficult, especially you don't want to have wires hanging underneath it. And honestly, I'm very happy with how that came out. It's kind of like this little tiling system on the bottom. So very happy about that. So without all of that, let's get on with those lights. Okay guys, so that is what Kamino's looking like with the lights. This is probably going to be the last part of the segment. Again, I do want to apologize for there not being a time lapse. Pretty much with the bridge, I didn't really want to time lapse that because I had to go back and forth, kind of figuring out what I wanted to do. And I'm very happy I did that, and of course I built the studs on stream, so didn't really need a time lapse for that. But honestly, I think the work and the progress and the overall looking of the lights is just fantastic in my opinion. Like again, I'm super happy I was able to integrate lights into this mock. Again, it's going to continuing on with that bridge that's going to be there, as well as any future things on that side with the platforms, as well as on the interior. I love adding lights and integrating them into the mocks. It just makes the mocks even 10 times better, and honestly this just looks so great in my opinion. Now I didn't want to add an insane amount of lights because of the fact that I don't want to spend hundreds upon hundreds of dollars just for the lights, because of the fact that I want to use them wisely. I don't want to overuse them, especially if I'm going to use them for the interior. So I used them wisely. I've got 2 lights right here on the platform. I have these 2 spotlights coming from the actual bridge, and honestly I actually really like those lights. Those are probably my favorite ones that I use. They're kind of just shining on top of that. We have 4 lights on the actual bridge, and it just looks so nice in my opinion. And then again, same on this side, you got those 2 lights on the bridge, and then those 2 lights right there. And honestly, like, I really like the look of the light flashing, or at least like glaring onto the gunship, and I think it just looks so nice. Again, this is actually another really nice shot in my opinion. The light pretty much shining on the clone trooper's armor as well as with the gunship, and honestly it just looks fantastic in my opinion. I also really like how I actually hid the battery box. This was kind of an easy thing I did with Hoth because of the fact that I had plenty of space to use the battery boxes. I kind of just hid it under some plates. This was a bit difficult because of the fact that I need an easy way to access it, and it doesn't need to, I don't want it to pop out too easily. So what I did is I actually lifted up the platform, and the battery box is actually right under here, and basically I can just click it on, or click it off and click it back on. It's very easy, and honestly it's very useful because you guys can't really see the battery box, which is really nice. But yeah, other than that, that was all the progress that got done this week. So let's get out to that outro. Okay guys, so that was today's episode. I really hope you all enjoyed. Again, I really was happy with the progress that got done this week. Like I mentioned last week, this is basically what I wanted to get done, and I'm extremely happy getting that progress done. These weeks are actually going by extremely fast in my opinion, just because, for one, we started roughly 7 weeks ago, and we've already got this section farther along than I would expect. Now, the big thing that, of course, is going to be a hardening, or at least like a pretty much headache to do, is the studs, or the stacking studs, and basically filling out the water. That is going to be extremely difficult. Like, you guys saw how fast I put the pillars and the columns and the platforms and the bridge and all that together. They didn't take that long because of the fact that everything was kind of a simple build, and I was able to get everything done pretty quickly. The studs, on the other hand, is a bit difficult because of the fact that it is using a ton of them. So hopefully I can actually start getting or at least acquiring more and more on a regular basis, just because of the fact that that's going to be the big thing. Like, I have a feeling that what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get farther along with Kamino, and I'm just going to have this huge open space of gray because of the fact that I still need to fill out the water. Now I'm going to try to figure that out. I'm actually going to talk to Aidan about this to kind of figure out ways that we can actually start gaining more studs on a normal basis, because of the fact that they're somewhat difficult to get, and we're trying to stray away from buying it from Bricklink because of the fact that it's a bit difficult and a bit expensive. Our best resort is getting it from Pab, but that's for our future's sake. Again, we're going to work that out. Again, I'm super happy with the progress. I really want you guys to know, I really want to know what you guys think of this week's progress. What do you guys think of those lights? I'm super happy to actually start integrating those into, and as well as I can't wait to continue to use those, as well as I'm really happy with the bridge. Next week's progress, I'm actually going to start working on the not third platform, but I really want to start working on the actual like interior area, basically figuring out how that's going to work, as well as more water work, of course. But other than that, I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did, definitely smash that like button, as well as if you're new to this channel, definitely subscribe. We've got some awesome content coming down the road, as well as, again, let me know in the comment section below. Again, this is a collaboration between myself and Aidan, or AdorierLegoStudios, so if you haven't checked his episode yet, I highly recommend you do. I'll leave the link in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.